Both of my grandfathers went to Kutztown. My mom and dad went to Kutztown. My kids went to Kutztown. So I am a Kutztown born and bred librarian.
Librarians, what do we do? Well, probably the better question is, what don't we do?
A librarian, when I look at it, is someone who's a jack of all trades.
It's a jack of all trades.
Librarians are jack of all trades, sometimes Jacqueline of all trades. However, they do a little bit of everything.
We do just about a little bit of everything, but probably our most important job is to make sure people fall in love with books.
Librarians ultimately help to share a love of reading and to nurture a love of reading from an early age.
We promote books, first of all, promote reading.
We are also educators. We're teachers within the school. We educate our students on how to find resources and how to use them.
One overall theme is that librarians' job is to provide patrons with information.
Librarians facilitate access to all the information that we have in the world.
Their main goal is to give their patrons access to information.
Information for a research project, information on how to get where you need to go. Librarians are there to help you use and learn information.
They also put together programs for communities and students if they're in a school library.
There's cataloging, there's a bookkeeper, there's reference, children's librarians, and so all of those people together work on providing service to our community.
Librarians help people find the information that they need and create a sense of community by having materials available and holding events to draw people into the library and to meet new people.
Within the schools, we have the highest budget out of anyone, so we need to be able to have very good math skills in that.
We are accountants, architects, nurses, parents, curriculum specialists, photography specialists, technology specialists.
Some schools, librarians focus more on technology. Some librarians run TV studios. Other librarians, say they're in an elementary school, are experts in children's books, picture books.
And my best answer is that they're managers. Essentially, you're learning how to manage a library, which is like managing any business, except that you're not making money. You're not working for profit. You're working just to make sure everyone has access to information.
I've gone from a job where I had to do a lot of reference questions to help people out at a public library up in Kingston, Pennsylvania, all the way to where I'm helping people out more often with computers rather than books down here in DC.
So it's a really diverse profession and has a lot of opportunities for different kinds of people. And I think that's one of the great things about it. It's one of the reasons I really enjoy being in the field is the diversity of opportunities.
The role of the librarian has changed a lot because technology has also changed. They incorporate a lot of technology into what they do now.
I would say technology is more involved and that there's more collaboration between librarians and teachers than there was maybe back in the 90s when I got my master's degree at Kutztown.
If librarians are not embracing technology, they're way behind in the times.
We provide information in a lot of different formats.
So instead of helping a kid find a book off the shelf, they're helping them find a source on the internet or through databases on the internet and stuff like that.
In the past, all our information was housed in books. And then as technology progressed, the format in which we receive our information has changed drastically.
As libraries are evolving, we're getting resources that are outside of the library through databases.
We developed computers, CD-ROMs. Now everything's on electronic databases and on the internet, so there's loads of information out there. And in the past, all the information was housed in the library, and librarians had to show people how to access the information just within that library. And today, librarians' work shows people how to access information all over the world. from the library. So that's a big change, I think, in what librarians do today as opposed to what they did in the past.
What does one study in library science here at Kutztown in the school library program? I often get that question because librarians will say, oh, what do I have to do to become a librarian? And I'll say, well, you could take our courses here at Kutztown to become a librarian. You would take a children's literature course, a young adult literature course, collection development so that you know what kinds of books you need to have on the shelf and how to deal with situations that may arise because of a challenge. You need library administration because you're not only a teacher, you have a lot of library classes, but you also manage a program, so you need a lot of administrative background. You deal with budget, you deal with staff, you deal with volunteers, you deal with so many different aspects that a lot of people don't realize how many hats a librarian wears. You would take courses in reference, so you know what material's out there, what electronic databases are out there. You do a teaching methods. The standards are under review as we speak, and there's so many standards that need to be addressed. With the new Common Core standards coming out in Pennsylvania, it's even more important that the librarians are aware of all of these aspects of librarianship.
Computer-based materials are becoming ever more important every year. So we add additional components to our traditional cataloging classes and our traditional collection development classes, in which we show and lead the students to how to profitably use those computer-based materials.
I teach them how to create programs that would reach out to the community, that would reach out to the parents if they're in a school library. We create wiki spaces, and we populate those wiki spaces with lots of different information. We might create some digital stories. We might create media that promotes certain books or certain genres of books.
I teach children's literature, and I think that's one area of librarianship that is often looked over in the age of all the technology that's out there. And I think we have to still make sure that we're concentrating on children's literature and providing good literature for our kids and young adults.
We discuss what it is we want in our curriculum, and we add and change and delete in courses, and we discuss the course content. So it isn't an individual decision as far as the library science program as a whole. It's a collaborative decision, and it does change and modify based upon the needs that we see. We add courses based upon what we feel has been changes in the field.
Kutztown University has done a wonderful job of preparing me to enter the field of library science. My first library class here was children's and young adult literature, which I loved because it gave me a chance to learn more about my favorite thing. And I've taken cataloging, I've taken all kinds of wonderful classes that have helped me to understand what the field of library science means now and what the future of being a librarian will involve for me. And I think Kutztown is a great place to learn because so many of the professors and fellow students are so passionate. I've been in classes with people who are classroom teachers, people who are public librarians, and people who are school librarians, and they all have such exciting perspectives that they're bringing to the table.
The classes were extremely helpful to give us a basis of what we need to know to go out into the world of librarianship.
I feel that KU is going to definitely help me prepare myself as a librarian because they offer so much.
They do a very good job of preparing librarians to work in the educational setting, so having school librarians, but they also teach you cataloging and reference and technology so that you could be a librarian in any type of setting that you go to, whether it be the public sector or the private sector.
It offers a lot of different ways to become accustomed to what we're going to be doing when we graduate.
And I think Kutztown did a wonderful job of preparing me, and with everything they offer continuing education-wise, the book reviews, their contacts online, sponsoring events, and like going to the book fest and things in Washington, D.C.
And just all the classes. that they offer, and the teachers just help you so much get an idea of like what you're going to be doing once you get a job.
KU gave me a very good foundation, and it gave me the contacts with people who could help me out with help me out, and have always been there for me and in my corner when I'm stuck on a problem. They're the ones who help me out as well.
I think they continue to work with their current students and their former students to create exactly what libraries hope to create, and that feeling of home. And so the Library Science Department at Kutztown will always be a place that I can call home.
All I can say is that books have been everything to me growing up. Books changed my life when I was an adolescent in middle school and didn't feel like I fit in completely. And the books that I read then gave me the confidence to become the person I am now and to go forward and just learn what I wanted to learn and do what I wanted to do. And I think libraries are absolutely fundamental to helping other children find that voice and find that confidence in themselves.